Hey guys, it's Miss Amanda here, and this is my buddy Bruno. This is my bull mastiff. He's 160 pounds, and he is here to have story time with us, friends. Now, I know we might get a little bored staying in our houses, and something you could do to have fun with your family is to make a fort. So Miss Amanda used some furniture, some chairs, brought in some pillows and my cozy blanket, and I made myself a little fort to read you some of my favorite stories. My first story is called The Little Red Fort. This book is written by Brenda, and the pictures are by Sonia. This is my front cover, back cover, and spine. Ruby's mind was always full of ideas. One day, she found some old boards. Who wants to help me build something? She asked her brothers. Oscar Lee pretended not to hear her. Rodrigo gave her a look that could melt popsicles. Jose almost fell off the fence. You don't know how to build anything, they said. Ruby shrugged. Then I'll learn. Those aren't very kind things to say to our sister, is it? And she did. Who wants to help me draw the plans? Ruby asked. The boys clenched their sides and howled with laughter. Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll draw them myself. Her brothers were busy eating popcorn? Huh, that's so silly. And she did. Satisfied with her plans, Ruby asked, who wants to help me gather the supplies? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll gather them myself. And she did. When all the supplies were gathered, Ruby asked, who wants to help me cut the boards? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll cut them myself. And she did. When all the boards were neatly cut, Ruby sang, who wants to help me hammer in the nails? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll hammer them myself. And she did. It looks like her mom is helping her and her grandma. Soon, Ruby's creation was complete. Who wants to play in my fort, she called. Me, said Oscar Lee. Let's go, said Rodrigo. I'll play, said Jose. I'm not busy anymore. How cool her fort is, guys. Not so fast, Ruby said. You didn't help me draw the plans, or gather the supplies, or cut the boards, or hammer the nails. You said I didn't know how to build. And you laughed at me. Guys, that makes me muy triste. That's so sad, so sad. I'm going to play in the fort by myself. Guys, do you think that's a good idea to just play by yourself instead of with your friends? And she did. We didn't want to play anyway, the boys said, but they did. So they huddled, whispered, and got straight to work. Oscar Lee made a mailbox, Rodrigo planted flowers, Jose painted the fort fire engine red. Ruby was delighted. She was muy triste, so happy. That evening, the boys followed a delicious aroma to a fort-warming party. Who wants to help me clean this plate? Ruby asked. We do, said the boys. they did. Guys, some ideas for you to build a fort. If you have bunk beds at home, you can get some sheets and blankets and build a fort. Make sure you're reading while you're inside your fort. You could also use cushions off of your sofa or chairs and a couch, just like Miss Amanda did here. All right, guys, that's one of my favorite books. I think you guys know another one of my favorite books, Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. This is my front cover, back cover, and my spine. Let's see, this book has a title page, The Kissing Hand. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. I don't want to go to school, he told his mother. I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. May I stay at home with you? Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. Sometimes we all have to do things that we don't want to do, she told him gently, even if they seem strange and scary at first, but you will love school once you start. You'll make some new friends and you'll play with some new toys, read new books and swing on new swings. Besides, she added, I know a wonderful secret that will help make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home. Chester wiped his tears away and looked interested. A secret? What kind of secret? A very old secret, said Mrs. Raccoon. I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the Kissing Hand. The Kissing Hand? Asked Chester. What's that? Mrs. Raccoon smiled. Now, she told Chester, whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts. She took Chester's hand carefully, wrapped his fingers around the kiss. Now, do be careful not to lose it, she teased him. But don't worry, when you open your hand and wash your food, I promise that kiss will stick. Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. Give me your hand, he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. Now you have a kissing hand too, he told her. And with a gentle goodbye and I love you, Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across a tree limb and enter school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. Chester loves you, it sang. Chester loves you. And my favorite sign to all of my kids, I love you. I hope you enjoyed story time with Miss Amanda and Bruno, and I'll be back real soon.